What's going on, guys? Matt Manduk here, and this is a tour of a 2019 Volvo, which is my company truck. The lighting that I have over my head right now is not standard to it. I installed them, and you'll see that when I get there. Let me switch the camera around so you can actually watch the thing, because otherwise all you're looking at is the back of the sleeper. Now, this video is not for you if you are like just getting into truck driving, because I'm not going to go through all the gauges and whatnot. I am going to get up here and close my curtain, because company gives me a wraparound curtain. And yeah, you can see with the outside of a Volvo, mine looks pretty much like that, except for it says Black Hawk on the side as opposed to it saying Hub Group. The key's not in the ignition. Hold on a sec. Alright, so the key was not in the ignition because the company only gives me one. That is what the dash looks like, and you can see all the gauges and whatnot. It does tell you how fast you're setting the cruise control and whatnot, but it does not tell you how fast the vehicle, like, it has lights that light up around. Oh, that's not how that works. It has lights that light up around the speedometer that tells you roughly how fast the guy in front of you is going. It does not tell you, in the same way that like an International does, where it actually comes up and tells you their speed. Otherwise, like, I'm not going through all the menu and all that stuff. And yes, my brake pressure is low, or my air pressure is low, because the vehicle's been off for like 2 days and it dumps its tanks. Otherwise, the air brakes are on the side here. There's a bunch of switches, and they're going to vary depending on what company you work for and what they buy. And well, like, magnetic strip on the side I use to hold my phone, and my GPS is up there, and my little wiener guy my friend gave me. But it does have 12-volt outlet and 2 USBs up there, which is nice. It has a shelf that is behind my GPS because if I needed somewhere to mount the GPS. That is actually where you put it in gear, which is kind of weird compared to everything else. It's a switch on the steering wheel, but the reason why it's not just a thing on the steering wheel is because your windshield wipers is one, dude, what the fuck are you crying about? Your engine brake is one, and then your turn signal is one. So if you were going to put another one for your gear shifter that doesn't really need to be up in your face, then it is what it is. Obviously, you can see that you have your air conditioning controls, and then and it has a shelf underneath. The shelf underneath, you can fit all kind of crap on it. And these cup holders are movable. They have a little button on the bottom of them. They come out, and you can put them wherever you want, which is kind of cool if you want to use them for different things. I mean, it's not... it's a pain in the butt to do with my left hand because I'm right-handed, but it's not like the most useful thing. It wouldn't matter if they didn't move. But then there's room underneath it of cup holders too, so being able to move them is sort of useful. Dude, you're being an asshole. My dog. Anytime I'm recording a video, he wants to be involved. Alright, so now I'm moving back, and you can see that's over the passenger side. You have 2 compartments there, another compartment, there's one in the middle, and the driver's side looks pretty much the same way. Then they also have those compartments over all of that, which is... Dude, will you shut up? No. You can wait. He only wants things when I record videos. Alright, so yeah, and then if I open that compartment, you can see there's 2 shelves in there, and it's actually very spacious, which the Freightliners I've had and the International I had did not have that kind of compartment. They don't use that space for anything. It does have a light, and like I said, the driver's side looks just like that. And then it also has a little map light, and the map light does blue in both bright and dim, and red in both bright and dim. And then there's another button for white, and white is just the one thing. Then the driver's side, you do get a little bit of extra. So instead of having that compartment, you have a CB slot, and you can see I have my CB hooked up. There's a 12-volt outlet up here. I'm not sure what you would use that for. And the lane departure warning shutoff switch is also up here. Otherwise, also on the driver's side, it has another visor that comes down, which is sort of useful. The visors are a little weird. On the passenger side, it flips down like any other visor does. On the driver's side, it does not do that. It pulls down from the front, which is kind of awkward. And they're big plastic visors, which is different than what most companies use. Yes, I have my giant freezer here. It is a little bit of a mess in here, and I'm still in the process of moving in. But on this side, like on both sides, you get these weird compartments, but they're nice for being able to use the space in between the seat and the cabinets. And then on this side, you actually have a cabinet in the bottom that I can move some stuff. And yes, my truck's a mess, but hey, how you keep your truck is, I don't have anything in there, but it's just a cabinet. And this one is, I have kind of a pantry, but you can see how big that is. Mine did not come with shelves, but it does have things that are made for a specific shelf, which would be nice if, like, you know, it came with the shelf, since it's made to have shelves. And then it'd be my choice if I didn't want to have shelves, as opposed to I don't have shelves and it's not my choice to have shelves because, well, I haven't been anywhere I can buy them. Alright, so you can see I have my PlayStation in there, but that's big enough for something twice the size of that. And then it has a TV rack, but my TV does not fit on the TV shelf. Like, the screw holes are wider on my TV, and it's not like I have a huge TV. So it is what it is, but I keep other stuff in that hole. But this thing actually does move, requires two hands, but you pull this pin, and because you have to do it both at the same time. But hold on, yeah, so you pull the pin and you can slide the thing out. Well, once it's out, the next hole, there's only one hole, so it's not like it locks anywhere else. But that's so that if you have a TV on here, you can still store stuff behind it, which is fairly cool. Then of course there's my dog, who is on the bed, which, good for him. The bed is what it is, but the bed is some kind of reclining thing. I don't use it that way because I have enough pillows from where I've had trucks that don't do that. And that's the inverter on the wall next, which I think is manufacturer equipped. Casper, you're in the way. Over there. I love you and all, but you know, I'm trying to show the features of the truck, not my stuff, and you are part of my stuff. And then, yeah, you get a 12-volt outlet and two USBs on here. There is a switch for ambient lighting, which is like your four-well lighting, which consequently you have a switch for that in the front, but it only has ambient lighting in the back, which kind of sucks. And this weird thing you're looking at here, the dog's not going to like it, and I'm not going to like having to put it back, but it's actually a pull-out table, which if you're using the reclining bed or whatever, you can actually use this table while you're on the bed. There's enough room underneath for you to have your legs. I mean, depending on how big you are, that's enough for me. It is kind of weird to put it back in, and I don't get it out too often. And also below the heater controls and all that stuff, there's a pocket, which is cool if you're like going to charge your phone or something on it. And that's the heater controls, but I don't use them because this truck's equipped with an APU. There is a fairly nice stereo system in here, and it's the same stereo system as pretty much all, like the radio itself, the head unit. It says Volvo on it, but it's the same as the International and the Freightliners. It's like all the newer trucks have the same radio in them. And then it has these little puck lights, and as you can see over the bed, they're useful because they're already put in and they're hardwired in. And they're kind of all over the place, not everywhere, but they do have them in the outside compartments, which I'm not going to go out there because I don't have shoes on at the moment. But the outside compartments are larger than the Freightliner or the International. Then I'm going to come over here, and you have this weird area here. There's two cup holders that I don't know what you're going to fit in them, because the one is small and the other one is big, but not big enough for that coffee cup there. Is what it is. I got a bunch of stuff there, and all those little boxes and stuff are not part of the actual truck. My APU is in a weird spot because that's right where the bed folds down, so like the APU controls are kind of a problem. But your truck may or may not have an APU. I do recommend it if you're going to buy your own though, because it saves a ton of fuel. The windows are slide down, and then they're a vent, which my dog likes them, but I generally keep them up. And it does have a sunroof, which is the same way. You can pull that up and have the sunroof, but I again don't use it. All right, so I showed you the cabinets on the passenger side, then there's cabinets on the driver's side. Like I said, excuse my mess. I have not vacuumed in here since I moved in because I'm still settling, and every time I move stuff around there's extra dirt. This is the fridge. If your vehicle is not equipped with the fridge, then you'll probably have a cabinet here. I don't know, because this is my first Volvo and it has a fridge, and this company buys the fridge in all of their trucks. It has a pull-out drawer. The drawer has a table built into it. There's plenty of storage underneath. As you can see, I have crap. I have a lot of crap because I'm an OTR driver and I don't go home very often. Then above the compartment that I did kind of show you with its kind of weird cup hole is another hole similar to the one on the other side where you could put, a DVD player or something. I don't think you'd put it here if you had a TV over there, but you could put something around that size. And then the hole that has my microwave in it. And they say you can fit a full-size microwave, but that's the smallest one you can get in Walmart. So, and there's a little bit of space, but not a lot. Then the top, there's not a whole lot to show up here other than the fact that I have a ton of crap. And I decided I don't need my memory foam mattress on the mattress that I have, so it is what it is. But it does have a little pocket here that I am, of course, using for mostly food storage. But if you're in the top bunk, you are kind of gypped for almost all the essentials, but you have a little bit of private storage. You do have one of those lights that is more like the one in the front seats over the driver and passenger. And on the other side, there's another little cubby hole. I stuffed my drone in there, but it is what it is. There's windows in the top, which is an issue if you're doing teams, because not all trucks have them. And it does have AC vents, several of them. And the only other thing I would mention is it has a handle on both sides to pull up, and that's the other step. I'm actually standing on my fridge now. I guess you're supposed to actually step on the bed and then on here, because that's way too far up if you don't have anything else to stand on, and there really isn't anything else to stand on to get up to the top bunk. But I use it for storage, and yeah, I still have a bunch of Werner shit from where I worked for Werner for almost 2 years, and I needed bags and shit, so I bought it. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Actually, before I post this, I will show you the outside compartment full of my shit. All right, so I'm gonna make the outside walkthrough fairly quick because, well, I want to get back to, my time off. As you can see, the positioning of the CB antennas is on the mirrors. That's kind of ideal because the International is on the back of the cab, and that sucks. This truck is equipped with LED lights, and I just have my parking lights on now. It looks good, right? There's my dog. I just put him in because I walked him, and now he's like, why the hell didn't you bring me with him? Yeah, he's crying. All right, but I wanted to show you, and it requires two hands, so hold on. All right, the outside compartment, which you really can't see until I turn the light on in here, and there is one in here. All right, so the outside compartment, which in order to open it, it sucks. You got to reach inside. There's a little like ring you got to pull, and you got to pull the door at the same time. That sucks, but you can see how much shit I have in here, and the other side's just as big. Plus the back wall there you can actually remove so it can go all the way through. I don't do that because I don't need to, because I don't have anything that has to go all the way through. But yeah, so, and that's also where the inverter is, which depending on your company you may or may not have one of those. Also the back, this truck is equipped with, all right, so you can't see it too well, but that all is to hold the load supports that go inside of dry van trailers. I'm a flatbed bedder, so I don't need it, but I did need it for the temp account. And actually, when I filmed this, I was on that temp account. Oh, I got a flash on my phone. Yeah, so that thing all the way down, you can keep them. This does have a nice catwalk, goes all the way across, and that's a box that has my chains in it. I'm in Washington State now. Thankfully, I didn't have to chain here today, but on yesterday I would have had to, and there are chains in there for any state. I don't need to show you that, but that's a nice big container, and then it has a catwalk that goes behind it. The only thing that I don't like about this catwalk is on the passenger side, the fuel cap's like right here, and it kind of sucks because you got to like get around it a little bit, and like it bumps against it while you're undoing it. It's not in the way, but it's damn close. But otherwise, I mean, this truck is equipped with disc brakes. You may or may not get that. I know most of the mega fleets don't buy them because they say it's more expensive, but insurance is cheaper the more safety features you have. And well, then that's my APU, which is running, and that's what you can hear. I'm going to go ahead and head back inside and finish this video. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I wouldn't do this without you. I'll see you, my friends, in my next video.